So when did you start getting involved in neighborhood programs?
Well, it started over at East Hillside, the community club, and meetings in the neighborhood. There were more organizations that met as a neighborhood group. That's when it started over there. And then when I moved here, there was a community club down on Lake Avenue and 4th Street. We would do some things that would connect with the NAACP and have Juneteenth or National Night Out in the whole park. And then we would have like great big signs for people to write down their concerns about the hillside and what they would like to see happen. Kids, adults. It was good. There were 3 of us that had a June birthday. Claudia Washington, myself, and Scott Bowl. So one year we didn't tell anybody, we just popped up over where the memorial is for the 3 men that were hung, and we gave away books, we gave away blankets, we cooked food, and nobody knew about it, but there was a big line of people that just came and ate. It was great. When I first started doing National Night Out and I would go around and knock, that's how I met a lot of people. I would cart my dishes across the street and tablecloths, coffee pots. My friend Mike Solon lived up the street. He would put, what do you call that? Extension cords so we could have music. And then, yeah, it was good. It brought a lot of people out that normally probably wouldn't come to the park or know about it. Even if you live in the neighborhood, sometimes people don't know the Cascades over there. So there was this blank wall over there, and I thought it would be a good idea to have a mural. So I submitted it to the city and it was approved. I gathered 4 other artists and paint, where we get the paint? Sherwin-Williams, I believe, donated it. And I had this idea that an artist used in Minneapolis, where you let the community apply the colors and then you put your design on the colors. Well, the neighborhood came, people came, and they started painting. And so there was a neighbor down there that said that we would be lowering his rental costs and his value of his building, and protested against all that, even though we had just begun our project. And so we had to go in front of the city council. We had to come up with a more in-depth plan. And honestly, we had to paint over some of the drawings that these little kids had done that were so precious. And create another, each artist had their own section. And so there was one more step. It took a while, and it made the paper in Minneapolis. When I was living on East Hillside is when I got divorced, and I had, almost 6 kids. And then I had 6 kids, and had friends that were also single, and some of my kids were turning into the teenage years. And one woman from East Hillside named Joanne Chester thought it would be good if we had potlucks, then we would know each other and we would know more what our kids were doing. And so then it began, we would take turns in our homes and we would have potlucks, really good potlucks. And the kids always came because they knew there would be good food there and lots of food. And if we had a guy, the guy would always come. Brave soul, but they did. We would have great big grad parties, and really did help because we couldn't afford to have a party on our own. It ended when they were all done with graduating, and then we continued to have dinners with each other. We would make great big soups and They would come and we would sit around a table and talk and laugh. And then we decided we need to go out and eat. We have cooked enough. So then we went out and ate different parts of the city. Someone said to me the other day, you don't have to move out of your neighborhood to change your neighborhood, which is so true. I am an advocate for the Central Hillside. You know, I walk it freely. If I hear something negative, I always counter it. There's so much good that's in the neighborhood if people and others just stop and look, just stop and talk. Or if you walk, you see a lot more. A lot of treasures in the hillside.